Hi guys, my name is Danielle and welcome to the Book Fox. Bookshelf tours are some of my favorite videos to watch, so I'm really excited to be making one of my own to show you guys my bookshelves. Just a little bit ago, I did a KonMari of my bookshelves and got rid of a bunch of books and did some unhauling, reorganized all my bookshelves, so if you're interested you can check it out. This is going to be showing you what exactly is on my shelves. Now, there are a couple books on my shelves that I won't be touching on. These are mostly library books, books that I don't own and or are borrowing from other people, or books that were gifted to me that maybe aren't quite my tastes. You will still see them on the shelves, I'm just not going to talk about them in depth. Also, I do talk about my TBR shelf kind of at the end, and while all of the books on my TBR shelf are books that I want to read, there are plenty of unread books on the rest of my shelves. So you'll see read and unread books mixed in. I'm not going to touch on which ones I have read and haven't read. So just so you know, what you see is a variety of read and unread books. So let's just jump in to the bookshelf tour. So first up we have my book box shelf. These are all books that I got in various book boxes, mostly Owl Crate and LitJoy, but there are a few others as well. There are a few other books from book boxes on my TBR shelf, but this is most of my book box books. I also have a Poison Ivy candle from A Court of Candles, which came in my Catwoman LitJoy box. The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, Suitors and Sabotage by Cindy Anstey, The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokski, The Last Namsara by Kristen Cicerelli, Mirage by Somaya Dodd, Ace of Shades by Amanda Fati, My Plain Jane by the Lady Janies, Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows, Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa, Sanctuary by Karen Licks, Catwoman Soul Stealer by Sarah J. Maas, Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagan, Nixia by Scott Rentigen, Amber and Dusk by Lyra Celine, Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young, Pride by E.B. Zaboy, and Enchante by Gita Turlis. Next we start on to my YA fantasy and sci-fi. This shelf has my Baby Groot Funko, my Katie Grant candle from Wick and Fable, which came in a book subscription box, and my bookmark from Books Are Key. Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bashardist, Wind Witch and Blood Witch by Susan Dennard, Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu, another copy of Catwoman Soul Stealer by Sarah J. Maas, Now I Rise by Kirsten White, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, The City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, the 10th anniversary edition, even though I've never read this book and don't plan to, Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid, The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye, This Mortal Coil by Emily Suvada, Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor, Never Fade by Alexandra Bracken, Walk on Earth a Stranger by Ray Carson, To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay, all by Suzanne Collins, and The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw, with a sticker that I can't get off. Next up we have my Harry Potter shelf, which I have condensed down to one shelf. As for little trinkets on the shelf, I have my wand that I got from Universal Studios Orlando, my Ginny Weasley Funko, my Time Turner necklace, my Always candle from Novelly Yours, which I got in a book subscription box, and my Expecto Patronum candle that I got from Wick and Fable. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the Chinese edition, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the Japanese edition, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the Korean edition, The Tales of Beedle the Bard, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the original screenplay, my original paperback of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, my US hardbacks of Harry Potter. I'm not going to take them all out, including the 6th one, which is missing the dust jacket because my dog ripped it up when I was a child. The Bloomsbury 20th anniversary editions of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, both in the Ravenclaw house colors. The special edition US paperbacks of the Harry Potter series with the castle on the spines that I'm not going to take out. The 1st, 2nd, and 3rd illustrated versions of Harry Potter, as well as the illustrated version of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This next shelf continues with YA, fantasy, and sci-fi. This shelf includes my Laini candle from That Bookie Candles, Invictus by Ryan Grodin, Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton, The Girl from Everywhere and the Ship Beyond Time by Heidi Hellig, Dare Mighty Things by Heather Kaczynski, Beyond a Darkened Shore by Jessica Leek, Daughter of the Pirate King and Daughter of the Siren Queen, both by Trisha Levenseller, Shadowfell by Juliette Merlier, Unhooked by Lisa Maxwell, Jacoby by William Ritter, Scythe by Neil Shusterman, Ship of Smoke and Steel by Django Wexler, Passenger by Alexandra Bracken, The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams-Chima, Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, The Winner's Curse, The Winner's Crime, and The Winner's Kiss, all by Marie Rutkowski, And I Darken by Kirsten White, Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, Keeper by Kim Chance, Something Strange and Deadly by Susan Dennard, A Million Worlds with You by Claudia Gray, Magonia by Maria Devana Headley. The next two shelves are a little bit of a hodgepodge. This is YA contemporary, middle grade, and a little bit more YA fantasy. Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys, The Chaos of Standing Still by Jessica Brody, American Panda by Gloria Chow, Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson, A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro, North of Beautiful by Justina Chen Headley, The Bermudas Triangle by Maureen Johnson, My True Love Gave to Me 12 Holiday Stories, edited by Stephanie Perkins, A Midsummer Night #NoFilter by Brett Wright, Miracle on 49th Street by Mike Lupica, How to Train Your Dragon, The Complete Book of Dragons by Cressida Cowell, The Mad Wolf's Daughter by Diane Magras, The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Catherine M. Valent, Peter and the Shadow Thieves by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson, Artemis Fowl and the Lost Colony by Owen Colfer, The Screaming Staircase by Jonathan Stroud, Peter and the Starcatchers by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson, Bloomability by Sharon Creech, Artemis Fowl and the Eternity Code and The Supernaturalists, both by Owen Colfer, The Thief Lord by Cornelia Funk, The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, The Kingdom Keepers by Ridley Pearson, The Reptile Room and The Wide Window, both by Lemony Snicket, books 2 and 3 in the series of Unfortunate Events, Cruel Beauty and Crimson Bound by Rosamund Hodge, Shatter Me by Taheda Mafi, The Orphan Queen by Jody Meadows, and The Shadow Queen by C.J. Redwine. The bottom shelf here is a mix of YA, adults, and fiction and non-fiction. The only decoration on this shelf is my Urza Scarlet candle from Wick and Fable. Fairy Tale Volume 1, the Japanese edition. A Ruby manga by Shiro Miwa. The Twilight Saga, Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn, all by Stephanie Meyer. Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. The Magnolia Story by Chip and Joanna Gaines, Wild by Cheryl Strayed, The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling, The Light Between Oceans by M.L. Stedman, The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, which is missing the dust jacket, The Smell of Other People's Houses by Bonnie Sue Hitchcock, The Girl You Left Behind by Jojo Moyes, The Help by Catherine Stockett, All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda, In the Unlikely Event by Judy Blume, and Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Next up we have my classics shelf. This is going to be fun. This shelf includes my Through the Wardrobe candle by Books on Candles and my writer Danielle Michael candle, which is my Instagram handle and was a gift from a friend and is by Lunar Bazaar Candles. The Iliad by Homer. My Little House on the Prairie box set, which I can't even all fit on the shelf, by Laura Ingalls Wilder. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum, The Adventures of Robin Hood by Roger Lancelyn Green, the Clothbound Classics of the Sherlock Holmes books by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, another copy of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll, Anne of Green Gables by L. M. Montgomery, the His Dark Materials trilogy, The Golden Compass, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass, all by Philip Pullman, the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain, my Anne of Green Gables box set by L.M. Montgomery, including this one, which wouldn't fit, and Grimm's Fairy Tales by the Brothers Grimm. Down on this shelf I have a few books that I've borrowed, a few books that I own, my Ember in the Ashes candles that I got from Spidey Sense Candles, and a couple of my stickers that I've gotten from book boxes, and a quote that I got from an Owl Crate box. Of the books that I own on this shelf, we have A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, The Rook by Daniel O'Malley, and The Passage by Justin Cronin. I am not going to get out all the books on this shelf, but this is my Robert Jordan / Brandon Sanderson shelf. I have some of the Wheel of Time books, including Book 1, The Eye of the World, Book 2, The Great Hunt, Book 4, The Shadow Rising, Book 5, The Fires of Heaven, Book 6, The Lord of Chaos, and Book 10, Crossroads of Twilight, Mistborn, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. Next up we have my Ally Carter shelf. This also houses my Harry Potter mug, which holds all of my bookmarks. The Gallagher Girls series, I'd Tell You I Love You, but Then I'd Have to Kill You, Cross My Heart and Hope to Spy, Don't Judge a Girl by Her Cover, Only the Good Spy Young, Out of Sight, Out of Time, and United We Spy. Not If I Save You First, and the Heist Society series. Heist Society, Uncommon Criminals, and Perfect Scoundrels, all by Ally Carter. Next up we have my Sarah J. Maas shelf, which has quite a bit of merch on it. We have my Hello Witchling candle from Lunar Bazaar, the Surreal candle, also from Lunar Bazaar, Night's High Lady by Bell & Co. Candle Makers, my Resand candle from Wick and Fable, and a little Feyre card. A Court of Thorns and Roses, 2 copies of A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Wings and Ruin, and A Court of Frost and Starlight. Then we have Throne of Glass, the Bloomsbury UK Special Edition, Tower of Dawn, and Empire of Storms. The other Throne of Glass books I own on Audible. My V.E. Schwab shelf, on which we have my Corsai candle from In the Wick of Time, a sampler for the Steel Prince This Savage Song, City of Ghosts, Vengeful, A Darker Shade of Magic, and the UK Special Edition of Vicious. We have my Lee Bardugo shelf, on which we have Wraith candle from Lunar Bazaar Candles, the hardback and paperback editions of Six of Crows, the hardback and paperback editions of Crooked Kingdom, King of Scars, the UK Special Edition of Six of Crows, Shadow and Bone, and The Severed Moon, which is technically a journal, but you can mark it as read on Goodreads. Finally, we have my Marissa Meyer shelf, which has a Lunar Queen candle from Flick the Wick. We have Cinder, Heartless, and Renegades. So the next bookshelf is my TBR shelf. So if you're wondering where some of the books from the series that were partially on the shelves previously, this is where the rest of them are. We have Scarlet, Cress, Winter, and Fairest, all by Marissa Meyer, Rune and Rising by Lee Bardugo, and my current TBR, but you won't be seeing this until April, so this is my last month's TBR. Siege and Storm, The Secret Garden by Frances H. Burnett, The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. There are a couple library books on this shelf, however I won't be talking about those. Truth Witch by Susan Dennard, Circe by Madeline Miller, The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell, Skyward by Brandon Sanderson, Three Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake, Brightly Burning by Alexa Dunn, My Lady Jane by the Lady Janies, Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows, A Million Junes by Emily Henry, An Unkindness of Magicians by Kat Howard, Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson, Letters to the Lost by Bridget Kemmerer, Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand, Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston, Four Dead Queens by Ashley Schultz, and The Deceivers by Kristen Simmons. This last shelf is the very end of my TBR from here over and my indie books. Eve the Awakening by Jenna Moresi, Eveline's Number by Bethany Adazada, The Crowns of Crosswall by D.E. Knight, Reactive by Becky Moynihan, and Imber by Tiffany Hackett. We have the Thief series by Megan Wallen Turner, including The Thief, The Queen of Atolia, The King of Atolia, A Conspiracy of Kings, and Thick as Thieves. Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson, The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson, Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, The Hobbit, and the 50th anniversary 1-volume edition of The Lord of the Rings, both by J.R.R. Tolkien. Alright, that is my shelves. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy reading, and I'll talk to you again soon. Hi, Nora.